Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1 at the Emirates. And I can't lie, that game has given me even more grey hairs than I had before. Heart still racing, still smiling, but I am absolutely exhausted after that. It wasn't comfortable at all. It wasn't controlled, and it wasn't pretty. But do you know what it was? 3 points, and we needed that. We're, again, 5 points clear at the top of the league, 5 after City had won and piled the pressure onto us. It wasn't champagne football. It was grit, chaos, vibes. But champions find a way. And today, we found a way. Listen, I'm done arguing with everyone about this because Setpiece FC, they've started calling us. And I'll be honest, if we win the league from set pieces, absolutely fine by me. I'm done trying to get the respect from other rival fans and other teams, because you're not going to get that. We've got the respect of the peers from the professional world, from coaches to managers to players. How many times have we heard how good this team are? And if people have only got that to beat the stick with us with, absolutely fine by me. I'm going to say, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to see it as a positive. We have now scored 16 goals from corners this season. That equals the all-time Premier League record. It's not luck. It's good coaching. It's preparation. It's dominance. And that first goal was an absolute classic from Arsenal this season. We have a Saka in-swinger, dangerous as always. Gabriel wins the header at the back post. Chaos in the box. And who's there? William Saliba. Calm, alert, hungry, bundles it home. Another opening goal from a corner. And I want to say now, we are bullies in those positions. Absolutely bullies when it comes to that situation. And I am proud of that. I am proud of this team being able to do what they want with other teams. But let's be honest, after that, again, in the same fashion as we have seen multiple times this season, we made it hard for ourselves again. And Chelsea equalised just before half-time. They put the ball in from a corner kick, it ricochets and goes in. 1-1 at half-time. And you could feel the nerves creeping in and around the stadium. I could feel them from where I was. But it was imperative that we got a good start. And, again, second half starts and we look shaky. Not sharp, not calm. And it takes David Raya again for a brilliant early on save. Big moment. And then you're in Timber. I mean, I put out a short from the Fockles podcast where I talked about Timber being a possible moments player, popping up from a corner. And here we are. Another corner, Rice this time, proper delivery. Timber attacks it. He then peels off the back, blindside run. Victor Gyökeres completely allows that channel and that lane to be open by pushing the defender away. You've then got Sanchez in no man's land. I mean, he's calling for a foul, which is just farcical in itself. That was, shameless settings. But the header is a perfect header as well. 2-1. That's our 9th match-winning goal from a corner this season. It's absolutely ridiculous. Timber today, I've got to say, he was an absolute warrior. Just overlapping, driving forward, showing aggression. We can see every single week he is trying his hardest, and it just has not been coming off for him. He has not been fit recently, and I think that week off has been fantastic for him. It really has. I am so pleased with his performance. And then Chelsea do what Chelsea do. Again, we talked about this. I said on the match preview that we seem like we are ready. We seem like we're focused. And I said, we seem like we are mature. And I said, watch for Chelsea and their indiscipline. 2 yellow cards in 3 minutes. Pedro Neto absolutely loses his head. 1 for chatting back too much, and 1 for dragging Martinelli back on the break. I mean, I think that's 9 red cards this season for them now. And that's, you could go on about passion as much as you want, but it's just poor discipline. And at 10 men, you would think we can control it, but just wrong. Why do we do this to ourselves? It's crazy. I must say I'll probably go into this a little bit more in the week when I get a chance, maybe over some threads on Twitter, maybe when I meet up with Wackles for our podcast. But I wasn't happy with the changes, and it did seem to affect the press, and we just dropped off. And instead of killing the game, we retreat. How many times have we talked about that? We invite the pressure, we make it nervy against 10 men. But there was one man who stepped up in that moment. Unbelievable from David Raya. He deserves so much credit for this performance. That save in the 92nd minute is absolutely unreal. Strong hand, full stretch. Then the reaction save from the overhead kick as well is immense. Without David Raya today, we do not win that match. It's as simple as that. He was the incarnate of Dennis Bergkamp. And I don't mean he had a fantastic first touch and he's, coming up with a goal. But he was just the Iceman tonight. Even with that late goal that got ruled off with offside, he didn't panic. You could see it. However, I could not relax, I'll be honest, until the final whistle. Every worst case scenario was playing through my head tonight. And you could see he was a mile offside, but this team is going to be the death of me. We have a match against Brighton now, and then Mansfield. But honestly, this was a team grit performance. I'm not going to pretend it's vintage Arsenal. It's not Wenger ball. It just isn't. But it was the resilient and determined performance that we need. It was top of the league, champions mentality, something you are not going to hear from the mainstream media. We have 5 points clear with 9 games to go. Let that sink in. And bonus, it's St. Tottering's Day. So beautiful, beautiful evening. We have to find another gear. We have to keep playing in a better fashion than this. Otherwise, my blood pressure is going to be far too high. But tonight, we breathe, we smile, we stay on top. Let me know in the comments, was that Rice incident a penalty? I haven't even gone into that tonight. Is David Raya our player of the match? Are you happy? Are you relieved? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, you guys know football. I just talk it. Forward out.